Neubenheimer, one of the names that we've talked about the most this weekend. Yes. First major offline tournament, has been tearing it up online, bracket after bracket. Anything that he can enter, he's been destroying.
Is it gonna be a punish though?
No way, he's in it. Oh my God.
There was no competitive history, funnily enough. Literally the year I won CEO Otaku was the year I started competing. So before that I was just casually playing Street Fighter, Guilty Gear of course. And then I decided one day I'll enter a tournament, then it just snowballed, kind of just winning a lot of things, having a good time, then here we are. I just like the expression of skill the most in a very isolated environment. The one-on-one, League of Legends for example, bigger scale, not so much focus on the players as much as fighting games do, so more my style. I get to express my play a lot better that way, so fits me very well.
Said, learning to play on stage is so difficult. This guy said, I flipped through the manual. It seems easy. I don't need the rules. It's okay. It'll be fine. I don't need the manual.
I kind of took it for granted. When I was winning, I just didn't really understand that I was like one of the best. So it kind of took me a while. Kind of after I started getting like lesser results, like weaker results, I kind of, I was doing really well like, out of nowhere. I didn't really play competitive that long. Played fighting games for a bit, but not competitively, so looking back on it now, it's amazing how well I did. I tried doing competitive FPS. It was a team game, so couldn't really communicate that well. I started to just change into fighting games where I just didn't have to worry about that. It just felt a lot better to me.
Trade comes through, but what a conversion off the trade there. Neubenheimer, oh my God, but it doesn't matter, a stiff right.
I played competitively during the rollback times. Before that, I was just playing, I was just having fun. I didn't really know what rollback was. I didn't know what delay was. I was just, slowly getting better, not on purpose, not just to have fun. So coming into new stuff, learning all these new things, but I was kind of blessed to have a pretty good online. I could have been playing another game that didn't have that, and I wouldn't really understand. I was kind of lucky with that.
Close match! That'll do it! Neubenheimer qualifies for Grand Finals here at CEO Otaku, his first tournament. He came out and did work.
Today, with more games having rollback and Strive being really one of the leaders of this, I know there are other games who did it before, but I think Strive is pretty much the first mainstream, really successful game that did that. So a player like Neubenheimer was able to practice game online and compete online against high-level players who were both competing online and offline. Just through that same rigorous training, he was able to compete offline also at a pretty competitive level. And with rollback, there's way less of this person is just good because of online. And I know there are people who don't like when people say that about players, but in the past, that thing is very true, because with delay-based netcode, especially if you're new to fighting games, you don't necessarily know why what you're doing is working, you just know that it is working. Where because rollback is so much better, even though there's still like connection problems, there's way less of this only works online that happens. So players like Neubenheimer are able to really create a regimen for themselves without having to deal with, like, for lack of a better word, a cost barrier to entry today. And I actually think that's really, really good for the future of fighting games.
I had the patterns of, is this day, check out the tournaments, this month, is it monthly, stuff like that. Also had to, see what people are playing, what matchups. I had to think about who enters these tournaments.
The advantage of playing multiple, especially multiple in a day, because some people do like 2 or 3 in one day, is you're getting a lot of like just competitive practice, but I think for the scope of like the highest competitive stages, because for fighting games they're all offline, right? I do think you're actually missing a lot. Like, you're playing from the comfort of your own home, there's no crowd.
Earlier, risk reward in this matchup goes crazy, because if Bean actually makes some mistakes, certain mistakes will kill the character in one interaction.
People would talk about my character was extremely strong. Around the time I won CEO Otaku, there was a lot of discussion around me and my character, which were a lot of highs and lows. Felt great to hear that I did a good job, I won, I'm doing well, and also, my character's really strong, and get the feeling of, my character's strong, I won because of my character, but also because I'm a good player. There's a lot of mixed feelings.
not just an online warrior,
Oh
not
my
just a celestial grinder.
You need skills that are not being good at the game. Think if we compare fighting games to like actual fighting, like boxing and stuff, those things are also important because we're doing this as a performance as well. Grinding a lot of online tournaments won't help out with that. It will help you out of like just improving a lot, get a lot of high-level match experience. But you also do lose the social connection a little bit. And since there's so many of them, like for example, we're at CEO here. There's only one CEO per year. Especially if you're entering multiple brackets per day, like if you fumble in a bracket, you just go shrug and just enter the next one. So you might not actually feel the stress and the stakes of the sets that you're playing, especially if you're doing many online events compared to offline events. There's so many examples of offline events of somebody losing and like putting their face in their hands or like dropping to their knees, throwing their controllers and stuff, and people are like, why? And the reason is because there's stakes.
Now for the home territory boy, let's hear it. Who likes Nubenheimer?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty crazy, all at once. I remember up there, my first winners game, I was still in shock, didn't play well. Sent down, it's like, okay, and a lot of big stage. I walk up the stage, this is like Counter-Strike or League of Legends tournament or something, but no, it's fighting game, all this crazy people.
Stop with the Amari, right? Got the counter hit.
Oh, you get the combo though, but no, just follows up with the gunshot. A little scramble situation, but again, that's that experience, right? Levin is a veteran.
I'm used to smaller stages, of course, but not anything like that before. It's massive, but excellent time though. I played too many games there too. I played Street Fighter most of the time, and I still played really well in Strive, because I mean, that's my main game. And Evo was like the tournament. So I'm really happy I did well in that game at that time. I just felt really fortunate. Well, I get to travel a lot more, which is excellent. I mean, I usually never go anywhere. It's really a great opportunity. I never thought of it that way. It's just a really good opportunity to just view the world and different people. I get to do what I love and see things. It's really nice. I love it.
There's like two main ways people tend to come up in fighting games, right? So the one way is like the way I did. So I lived kind of in the middle of nowhere. So I was forced to travel to go to stuff, to the point where like I would drive like 3 hours for locals one way, just to do what I got to do and compete and try to level up. You don't see it so much in fighting games from online tournaments. Maybe other games, maybe like League or something, you'll see a clip of someone losing their mind. But if you also put in perspective that some of these games are a lot bigger than fighting games, it's really actually pretty rare to have like that amount of emotional investment in matches in an online match compared to like offline matches. On top of being able to meet people who also share the hobby that you enjoy.
I'm still gonna focus on Strive because I feel like it's like what I was made for if I win this thing. And if I don't, well, I love Tekken. I think it's amazing. I love other fighting games. Street Fighter 6, awesome. I'm jumping around, trying to get my feel for what I think is the perfect thing for me. So we'll see.
Fuck me! Yes, Peter! Going for the burst! Not cut hit!
Nubenheimer's the Super Bowl.
Oh my God!
Nubenheimer is your CEO Taku champion, qualifying from winner's side with a midnight snack from Count Flick. Nubenheimer, give it up! His first offline tournament.